Hello and welcome to my home. My name is Jackie. I wanted to have a conversation today. This is a little bit of a rant video, so if you're looking for, there's some eye candy, but it's more of a conversation about luxury. Today, I watched a couple of videos on YouTube. No, I did not plan to do this video. I've been thinking about this video, but it just all came to, I had to talk about this video. Like, I thought about this all day. And I'm like, I have to go home. I have to film this. I'm going to put it up on the internet and I'm going to walk away. I'm going to get out there. The concept is luxury. The term luxury. Now, I don't consider myself a luxury channel. I don't consider myself a consumer of luxury goods in the way that we commonly think of it. And I wanted to talk about that. I am, as you all know, half Asian and half American. I grew up in America, and I also spent a lot of time in Asia and a lot of time in Europe. So if it's the northern hemisphere, I've been here for a minute. I've never made it down to the southern hemisphere. But so we have this conception of luxury, and most of the luxury concepts come from, is it from the West? And that doesn't mean the Americas. The Americas is considered the New World. It's still considered the New World. So when we say the West, what we're talking about is Europe, specifically Western Europe. And when we talk about the East, we're speaking about Asia. And all the stuff in the middle is just incidental. We don't really refer to the other continents. Like, we never really talk about Africa. We don't talk about Australia. We definitely don't talk about South America. But, so the southern hemisphere is kind of like, you're there, you're people. But we're only talking about Europe because they're the ones we talk about when we talk about luxury. So why do I say that? Well, when you say luxury, people think Versace, they think Givenchy, they think Valentino, they think Hermes, they think Chanel, even if it's British, they think Burberry. These are all essentially, and even if you think it's Loewe, that's Spain, Italy, France, and England. That's what we're talking about. Those countries. That's it. We're not talking about Greece. We're not talking about Turkey. We're not talking about, we might talk about Belgium, but Belgium, well, major offense here. Belgium is somewhat considered to be part of French. Part of Belgium thinks they're French. Part of Belgium thinks they're not. It's an argument anyway. And then there's Germany. We have German brands like MCM. But also, past that, we don't talk about Polish brands. We don't talk about Eastern Europe. We don't talk about Russian brands. For good reason. But, still. We don't talk about a lot of things. What we talk about is luxury is this very narrow definition. And now we have this conversation of what quiet luxury is. And it drives me absolutely insane. Cassie Thorpe did a video today about quiet luxury. Amelia Rose did a video about quiet luxury. I will put them in my box below so y'all can see. I just finished part of a live with Super Jacob about luxury. Essentially, what the meaning of luxury. Luxury is dead. And what we mean about luxury is people talk about the luxurious experience. Even from Australia, Dale's Addiction did this thing about luxury in one of her Dale's talks. Here's the thing. Growing up from an Asian point of view, growing up in Asia in the mid-'80s and all through the 90s, and the last time I was in Thailand was in 2002, which grant you 20 years ago. It's not that current, right? But luxury, this is why I never fell into the trap of a luxury experience, because being with my family, I was part of that 1%. My mother married a diplomat at the time, and they were part of that 1%. They were members of the most prestigious sports club in Thailand. We're a royalty, and it's a legacy, kind of a legacy place. And people spend entire lifetimes trying to get into this club. And so we were members, and we went and we hung out. I'm very American, very forward, and not a very good Thai person when it comes to my social graces. I was forgiven a lot of ills because I'm American, but what I learned about my experiences in this world of the 1% is that it really doesn't matter. To me, it doesn't matter. Maybe it matters to them, it matters to a lot of people, but to me, it doesn't matter. I have an amazing amount of privilege just by being an American. in America, we have this concept of equality, which doesn't really go with a lot of places and a lot of people. They're really discriminated against how they look, and no one's more discriminatory than Asian people. I know this might cause a lot of comments in the comments field, but as an Asian person who's only half Asian, there's a lot of discrimination because I'm only half Asian and half white. They admire the white half, they're not too fond of the Asian half, depending on where I'm at. Long story. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. The thing is, we used to go and hang out at a very prestigious jewelry shop. And they catered to the wealthy. Jewelry often is for the wealthy. This is not the middle class. They actually designed jewelry for the crown of Thailand. And they have numerous awards. Very amazing artisans. And what I learned about jewelry, and at a very young age, because diamonds, and not diamonds, but rubies and sapphires come from Southeast Asia. And I learned that luxury is custom work. It isn't a mass-produced thing. It isn't one of 50 million bags that they make. It is custom fitted to you, the person. Custom fitted to you, your designs, your ideas. You pick the quality. You pick the design. That's a hand-set stone. It'll never be made again. You got the only one. That's luxury. That's a luxury experience. That's custom work for you by somebody who is an artisan. And that's kind of how I felt about it. And we were taken into the back room, the VIP room, whatever. We used to eat with the staff because we were that friendly and friends with these people, because we were like, and we saw all behind all the closed doors. We saw where the craftsmen worked. We saw where the back showrooms were. We've toured factories. My mom was involved in imports and exports for a while. We have seen all of it. And VIP just means extra treatment, more time and attention to you, and the normally being offered something that they're not going to offer every client, because there's only one. There might be 5, but there's 1 or 5. A few select number of things. Handmade right there. That type of craftsmanship is hard to find. And you're not going to really... That's why I always wondered, like, why are we buying all this stuff from Europe when we have some of the best craftsmen right here in Asia? It never... Anyway, long story. Getting off my rant of luxury, I don't feel like going to Louis Vuitton or... and I can't really speak about going to Hermes because I've never been to Hermes, but I've been to Louis Vuitton. I've been to inside of Tiffany, some other high-end local jewelry stores, mostly jewelry stores. Saks Fifth Avenue, which I would think is run-of-the-mill department store. It's a higher-end department store, but it's not like an exclusive club, No one does exclusivity better than Asia. There is a room for room for room. There's clubs, and we would go to clubs that had no description, no advertisement, no nothing. You went in there, and it was like bottle service the whole 9 yards, and... We were 19. We had no business being there. But our cousins like, oh, let's go do this. They had to entertain their American cousins. So I'm like, I would rather have been at home reading a book. But no one asked my opinion. So what's luxury? What's quiet luxury? Let me show you. I know. People are like, what? I don't know what that bag is. Unless you were around 20 years ago and shopping at a store local to San Antonio where things were made by hand, you don't know what this bag is. But when you see it, you just see a nice leather bag. You don't know it's 20 years old. This is hand-tooled leather. This is handcrafted. This is not stamped. Somebody took time and made these panels. And there is not any branding on this anywhere. The only branding is on the inside. I have 2 of them. I have this one, and I just dropped one. The third one. This is the one my father gave me 20 some odd years ago. And I love this one, but I really wanted this one. So when I found this one, I bought this myself. This is the one my father gave me 20 years ago. And it's hand-tooled, handcrafted. Italian leather. They at the time sourced their leather from Italy, And those were very expensive for me. Were they $500? No. Even then, they weren't $500. I think they were around $150 20 years ago. My dad bought one. I bought one later when it was a little cheaper. This one has the most wear on it, but still, this is a 20-year-old bag. It's still in great condition. It's still usable. It still looks brand new. It's still a hand-tooled bag. You know, this is art. Somebody took time and made these designs, and this is a beautiful bag. This is, to me, luxury. This is absolute luxury. The bags, so for a while I stopped making bags, and in 2018 I bought this one. Same company, but this is what you would consider stamped leather. So you can see the difference in how this looks. So this is a nice bag. It's still a great looking bag. It's a 5-year-old bag. It's made of leather, but they changed how they made them. This has edge paint. Those never had edge paint. It's a leather interior, you know, and there's also no branding on this one at all. But this came from the San Antonio Shoe Company, which I said is my favorite, one of my favorite companies. And I buy their shoes, I buy their bags. And these weren't really considered fashionable, in my opinion, because I've always had a sense of fashion that was very a boxy, very, your mother might like it. I've never said, and I like Western things. I live in Texas, but I love tooled leather. I love the look of it. I love the way it ages. I think it's beautiful. The other thing where I consider about luxury, take off this ring. Well, maybe you won't. I'm just going to show you. See if it focuses. At the end of the day, the ring doesn't want to come off. This is a hand-set ring. The stone is individually selected and polished, and it's hand-set to fit this stone. This is not mass-produced. This is handmade by an artisan. That's what luxury is. Luxury, for me. I view all my things luxurious because they are, whether they're contemporary or not contemporary, because they are not a necessity. They are an indulgence and a privilege and not needed. I need a bag, not 100 bags. I don't even need a ring. I don't need jewelry. You know, it's just an extra. Let's see if you can get this to focus. There we go. This is a Navajo ring. Anyway, I like Native American jewelry. This is also signed by the artist. It's by LMY, whomever that is, but I know it's Navajo. So anyway, it gets really frustrating for me when they say quiet luxury. The most quiet luxury is not, there is no logo, there is no emblem, there is no symbol. It's a well-made item. I would say handcrafted and custom. And the fact that people think there's quiet luxury is like, no, luxury is luxury. You can see quality walking down the street. You can see quality. You can see it's a leather bag. You can see those are leather shoes. You can see that it's a nice quality item if you take care of them. And that's why I think these are luxurious and luxuries, because 20 years, they still look pretty dang new. And this is, again, this is the one that's the most used. I used the heck out of this bag. All I have to do is condition this. This has, by the way, never been conditioned because it's just been on the shelf. Last time I used this one was in 2014. It's been a minute, you know, but I still have them. I love them. I will never get rid of them. I can't get, I'm sentimental. I can't get rid of these bags. These are my first bags. I told you, I have about 5 or 6 bags that are 20 years old. These are 2 of them. They're 20 years old and getting older because I'm not getting younger. And so I just wanted to show you that, and have a conversation that when they say luxury experience, I don't think that means you have to spend thousands of dollars. I don't think there should be a pre-spend. Money is money. Corporations are corporations. Sales associates are sales associates. They're trying to feed their family like everybody else. And I'm not falling for that. I'm not falling for the game. I'm not waiting on a list. I'm not, if you don't want to sell that to me, that's fine. I don't need that thing. I can go buy it somewhere else. It's not that exclusive. And then I really don't run in those circles where you need the newest thing. I've never been in those circles. I'm in the circle where it's cool to get things that have been pre-loved and reused, and say how you rescued something and restored something or upcycled something. Those are the crowds I run in. We don't look at the newest fashion magazine. We're looking at what cool thing did you thrift today? Because we're all about how to save the planet and get things not in the landfills. But anyway, my education is geography, by the way, by trade, so it partially has to do with that. But anyhow, thank you for listening to my rant video and seeing my really cool bags, and they're from the San Antonio Shoe Company. Now, the ones that are tooled leather are vintage and you can't find them. The newer one is still 5 years old and it's not current, so you can't find that one either. I do have, I think, 2 more newer SAS purses. I try not to go in there because I always buy a purse and I don't need to buy any more purses. But anyway, thank you for watching my video. Please say whatever you want to say in the comments. I will write back. Give me your opinions. What do you think is luxury? Do you agree with luxury only being, you know, European countries? Or can there be luxury I love American brands. I'm an American brand person. I think American brands are luxury, but everybody says they're contemporary. And contemporary is an age. Contemporary means of the moment. Contemporary means it's not the same word as luxury. So I don't understand why it's luxury or contemporary. Luxury, if you're going by the definition, you mean old and European. And contemporary, you mean modern and new. Because that's what I'm hearing. Anyway, have a great day. Bye.